What did Donald Trump do for you over his first term?
He just took great care of America in every way because he loves America, you know, and I mean, economy-wise, everything he promised he did, and we need it back to continue doing great.
Yet she cannot give one example of any policy or action that Donald Trump did to benefit her life. And her proof is that just he loves America. So what are Trump's policies? What is he calling to do? Y'all, brace yourselves.
First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively.
Oh, so dictatorship, an overstep of executive action. An overstep being a serious understatement. To do exactly what you are condemning, attempting to get rid of employees that may oppose your agenda. But Trump always says, I'm only going to be a dictator just on day one, only on day one.
Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them.
Didn't Trump already say that? You know, I'm not hearing anything in here that's about, you know, increasing healthcare access or lowering the cost of prescription drugs or trying to promote safety by decreasing gun violence, you know, nothing like that.
The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can believe even possible.
Okay, I've had enough. No wonder his supporters cannot give an answer as to what policies they like or support. Trump himself doesn't even know what policies he likes or supports. It's just all about him. It's all about me. I'm the victim. I'm the one they're always going after because they hate me, they dislike me, but everyone loves me. So let's flash back. What did Trump do, or attempt to do, while he was president? Just to imagine what it would be like, God forbid, if he becomes president again. You know, things like ban trans people from the military, or a ban on a whole bunch of Muslims, or, you know, like signing more laws that give tax cuts to the rich and the wealthy. Signed into law on December 22nd of 2017, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which was hailed as a working class person's victory, actually gave massive tax cuts for the rich, with the top 20% of Americans receiving roughly 65% of the savings, according to the Tax and Policy Center. In fact, in 2018, the richest 400 families in the US paid an average tax rate of 23% of all of their income, while the bottom half of American households paid an average rate of all of their income of 24.2%. A higher rate for working class people, according to economists at the University of California, Berkeley. And in addition to widening the gap between the rich and the poor, the rich whom Trump is very much a part of the elite himself, Trump also signed numerous laws loosening safety and environmental protection regulations, like trying to cut funding from OSHA, which Congress restored, signing laws like the EPS Improvement Act to exempt power supplies from energy conservation standards. Yeah, who needs to worry about climate change? Or stripping the powers of the EPA to regulate toxic emissions from mercury, ozone, hydrofluorocarbons, methane, all things that he doesn't have to worry about since he's a rich elitist and he can sit on his gold toilet and enjoy all of his lavish luxury routines all day long. Or, you know, eliminating pollution emission standards from places like landfills and sewage treatment plants, which he did. But he doesn't have to live next to them because he's a rich, wealthy elitist who can be in the Trump Tower complex that he actually lies about the size of it anyway on all of it, and then he ends up getting sued. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Now compare this to Biden, who is not a savior by any means, and who is not perfect whatsoever, but has done some generally good things, like the bipartisan infrastructure bill, rebuilding our ports, roads, bridges. Also, the Inflation Reduction Act, putting a cap on the price of prescription drugs, at least 10 of them, and a price at $35 a month for insulin for seniors on Medicare. Also, putting in a 15% minimum corporate tax rate so that corporations don't just dodge all of their taxes and pay like $400 overall, or also nominating Ketanji Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court. That's awesome. The PACT Act, it was under Joe Biden's administration that they expanded healthcare for veterans exposed to the negative effects of toxic burn pits, expanding the prevention and treatment for that as a part of the VA, or the CHIPS and Sciences Act, bringing jobs back from overseas, actually fulfilling that promise, that the idea of bringing manufacturing back for places like manufacturing semiconductors and microchips, or trying to abolish $10,000 of student loan debt and $20,000 for people with Pell Grants. Need I say more? And unlike those MAGA folk in the beginning, Democrats can usually give an example of why they support Biden, at least one. And y'all, we need to not grow complacent that Trump has not been in the White House. He could be very much again. And look, I have my strong criticisms of Biden, especially on Israel. Don't even get me started. I'm so frustrated with him over that. If he were to call for a ceasefire, he would win. And if he were to actually do popular things for the American people, he would win. But let's not grow complacent because there's alternative is also really awful. Let's take what's palatable instead of what's poisonous. You know what I mean? And also, my name is Scott Johnson. You can see more of me and my Trump impression with my tiny hands if you subscribe here to Rebel HQ. I promise it's worth it. For my little hands, they might be small, but they do big things, great things, huge things, bigly. And also, you can find more of me, a Southern political gay guy pretending to be Trump, if you click on the description box below, where you can see my TikTok, which we are nearing 100,000 followers, as well as my YouTube. Definitely please go and check that out. But again, please make sure to subscribe to Rebel HQ so you can see more videos. Have a nice day.